Welcome back. This is video number 4. We're going to talk about recommended softwares and why we recommend each one. So back in the day, before a lot of these softwares evolved, you had to go to Amazon, you had to mess with all the technical buckets, and you would have to figure out all the technical documentation. But now, because there are softwares that all you pretty much have to do is get your secret and access ID connected to your Amazon account and to the software, the system will actually create the buckets for you within the program itself, which we'll walk you through step by step so you won't get lost. But with that said, Cloudberry Lab is one of the ones that we recommend and that we will be using in this particular video course. Now, to get here, you go to cloudberrylab.com, you click on products, and you click on Amazon S3. Now, what we like about Cloudberry is they offer you a lot of good educational information. So beyond this video course, you can learn a lot and a lot of updated materials, such as I'll show you later how you can get access to access policies, or in other words, ways to protect your Amazon buckets. But beyond that, Cloudberry also allows you to connect to FTP or your website and other file hosting servers. So there is actually a free version which you can download, and then of course they have a pro version. So if you just want to start out with the free version first, and then you feel like you can upgrade to the pro version and you want to upload files at a faster rate, you can do that. The second software is S3, and same goes for that. It's only compatible with Windows clients. Now, the S3 browser, it also has a free version, which you can download. A lot of them are very, very similar, but produce the same results. Now, if you use a Mac computer, so another software that we recommend is cyberduck.io. That's cyberduck.io. And when you go to the site, as you can see, this is compatible with FTP, S3. As you can see, it is compatible with both Windows and Mac. So I just wanted to show you this if you are a Mac user. Now, another option that you can take is by using the S3 Fox, which is a plugin for Firefox. So to get here, basically search for S3 Fox Firefox plugin, and you'll go here. Now, while this does allow you to connect and upload files for free, the problem with this is it doesn't have as many features as S3 Browser, Cloudberry, or the other programs have. So just keep that in mind when you are going through and deciding on which software is best for you. Hello and welcome to video number 5. We're going to discuss how to connect your software to your S3 account so you can begin to upload files. Okay, so the step number 1 consists of you opening up your Cloudberry S3 or S3 browser, or even the CyberDuck if you're using a Mac computer. Most of them are very, very similar. Now in Cloudberry, we're using this because we really like Cloudberry. We've used other softwares before and we just like Cloudberry. So really it comes down to your preference. Now they're all the same. Now with Cloudberry, what you can do is on the left-hand side, you're going to see source. So under source, it says my computer. So we click this drop-down menu and we click on new storage account. Now with Cloudberry, it gives you a ton of different options. Now you don't really need most of these options, but it gives you the option to connect to your website FTP. And what you can do is you can actually transfer files from your FTP or your website to Amazon S3. So that's a nice thing. If you want to transfer files from here to here or from your computer to Amazon S3, you have the option to do that. So what we need to do is we need to create an Amazon S3 storage account. So we click this, double click it. Now it's going to ask you for the display name, which is basically, it tells you what the account is, and that's just for you. Next, it's going to ask you to enter your access and secret keys. And these are two items that you can only get from your Amazon account. Now, the same with S3 Fox or S3 Browser or CyberDuck. They're all going to ask you for the access key and secret key. What's nice about this is once you get the key, it'll connect to the system and you don't need to worry about creating buckets within the Amazon S3 dashboard, which is something that you used to do. So you can do everything within the program itself. So now what I want to do is step 2 is to show you where to get these access and secret keys. Now, assuming that you have created the Amazon AWS account, what you need to do next is, after you have added your credit card, is up at the top, click on your account name and click on My Security Credentials. So at this point, it's going to forward you to this particular page. It's going to say you're accessing the security credentials for your AWS account. So click Continue. And then next, we need to go under this item here, Access Keys. And then, of course, you're going to see Create Access Key. Now, keep in mind that you can only have 2 active access key IDs. You cannot have more. So if you need to make more inactive, you just click on Make Inactive. Once you click on Create New Access Key, it'll create a brand new access key and it'll create those 2 keys that you need. So once you have those 2 keys, all you have to do is enter the access key in here, secret key in here, and that's it. And then you're good to go. Once you're done with that, you click on OK, and then you will have an account created within here. So now all you need to do is simply select that particular account, and that's all you have to do right now. Hello and welcome to video number 6, Buckets and Folders. Now that you have connected to your S3 account, what we need to do now is create buckets, and within that bucket, we need to create folders so then you can actually upload files to those folders. So starting where we left off in the previous video, then you should see a list of buckets underneath. Or if you've created a brand new account, then of course you will not have any buckets. To create a buckets, it's very, very easy. And think of buckets kind of like either they are separate companies, separate departments. They're not necessarily folders because you have folders within that particular bucket. So what I like to do is I like to create a bucket for each new domain name. So that way I can segment them, I can separate things, and I know, okay, this file is connected to this website. Now you can separate it however you wish and create as many buckets as you want, but I just wanted to kind of show you what we do. So assuming you have clicked the source, you've chosen your Amazon S3 main account, you will see the buckets here. Now, as you can see, I have 4 buckets, but within those buckets, I've got a lot of files within there. Now, to create a bucket, it's easy. All you have to do is click on the blue square icon. Then what we do is we create a bucket name. And keep in mind that you want to name it using a naming convention so that you know what that bucket is. Now, the next thing is it's going to ask you for your bucket location, meaning are you going to upload the files to a server within a certain region like Singapore, Sydney, Australia, Tokyo, Seoul, Korea, Europe, or the US? Now, before you decide on choosing what bucket, I know most of people will choose a bucket that is closest to them. Instead, I recommend that you choose a bucket that is closer to the majority of your audience. So yes, if you're in the US and most of your audience is within the US, then choose that bucket. If you find that you're in Sydney, Australia, but most of your audience is within the US, then I recommend choosing that. Now, the next thing, it's going to ask you for storage class, but I would leave it at standard and I'll click OK. So now it's created the bucket. So we can see it is test domain DL. I'm going to double click that. And there we go. Now I can create folders, as you can see here. So I can click new folder. We can create maybe videos folder, create a audios folder, and create an images folder, and whatever folders that you decide to create. And then of course you can go within the folder and then you can upload the files. Now I'm going to show you how to upload and transfer files and the specific settings that I have it set on and all of that in the future videos. But I wanted to keep it simple and show you how to create a bucket. So you see, back in the day, you would have to log into the Amazon dashboard and create a bucket there. But now that you have the program, which is what I highly recommend that you do, now you can create all the buckets inside the program and you're good to go. So with that said, let's move on to the next video.